Hello and welcome to my world of crochet. My name is Stine and today I'm here with you for another hobby yarn haul video. In fact, today I just received my 13th yarn haul official from Hobbii, and I hadn't been shopping on Hobbii for a while, and there was some really nice sales on the Hobbii website, on top with the fact that Hobbii sent me a mail saying, oh, they missed me, which means I basically haven't shopped there for a while, because else I wouldn't say they missed me, and sent me a discount code for a 10%. And the best thing with Hobbii is that when you get these discount vouchers or discount codes, they are actually also subtracting 10% of whatever other sales you might have in your basket, which means if you're already getting like 40% discount on a yarn, you will get another 10% on the remaining amount. So obviously it's not gonna be like 40 plus 10%, it's gonna be from that remaining amount to 10%. But still, it's a really nice idea and a really nice deal and a great way to save some extra money in case you haven't shopped on Hobbii for a while. So stay tuned for those mails. That's my best advice. But yeah, I had this lovely Hobbii order, as you can see, and it's a really nice bag with lots of yarn in it. And Hobbii had some good deals on their Twister Solids, some cakes, and some Starlight yarns actually even. But as you know, we cannot talk yarn without my faithful tea here, which today is in fact a black Chinese tea with also some green tea. It has a hint of jasmine and citrus, which is making it a sort of an Earl Grey. And it is really enjoyable. I do really like this tea. I got it a long while ago. It's a loose tea, and unfortunately I don't know what store that carries it or where to get it. But what I'm gonna do is next time I'm visiting my local tea pusher, I will actually ask them if they have something similar, because I am slowly running out. So, but yeah, you guys are here for the yarn. So let's get this lovely bag opened, and then I can share with you what I got. And as I mentioned, I did pick up quite a bit, so I'm just gonna make a bit of room for me here on the table. So what did I get on this yarn haul? I got some twisters, which I mentioned to you, and here is the first twister yarn, which is a lovely cake. The Twister Solids here are exactly the same as the regular Hobbii Twister, except they are solid colors, hint the word solid. Such cakes here are 100 grams each. 100 grams is 3.5 ounces for those that uses those terms. They are 400 meters, so it is a fine weight yarn. And for those 400 meters, you get 437 yards of yarn. They recommend 3.5 to 4 millimeter crochet hooks, which equals a US size E to G. So yes, we are talking about a fine weight yarn, but they are absolutely great for shawls or drapey shirts, ponchos, summery thing. And this color is quite summer feeling, I would say. It's 55% cotton and it's 45% acrylic, and it is a very soft yarn. The acrylic adds to the softness of this cotton, and the yarn contents also basically makes it really friendly for wearables. It's made in Turkey, and it's of course designed by Hobbii in Denmark. It can be washed at 40 degrees, which is like 100-ish, 104 maybe Fahrenheit. It can be ironed, but do not tumble dry, do not bleach, and it is laid flat to dry. So this colorway is color 144, which is the one they call Wasabi. So that's a nice thing about Hobbii. They actually give their yarns color names. So it's color number 144, Wasabi. So it's a nice light green. I will say, compared to the website and looking at it here, then this seems more green in real life, where the one on the website displayed is a bit more diluted, but that's fair enough. It's pictures after all. And yeah, so I got this great discount on them because like they were €5.40 on sale, and on top of those €5.40, I got 10% discount. So I paid less than €5 per skein. So that's generally a pretty good deal for yarn like this. And then I got more Twister Solids, and the Twister Solids I have here are 2 of the same. They're also in green. I have this green theme right now, and this twister is obviously exactly the same specs as the other we just had. And let's see if I can find it. This is colorway 146, and 146 is the one they call bright green. I would classify this as just like a really lovely emerald green maybe, or it is, yeah, it could be a bright green as well, but it is a nice solid green. I do like this green, and if you compare it to the wasabi, you can see there is a clear difference in the green, where this is more like pastel green to yellow maybe almost, but it is green. And this is more like a real full nice green. So I have I ordered 2 of these. And then let's see what else we have in this bag. Yes, we have one more Twister Solid. And unfortunately, it's a little bit being unwound here in the center. I'm not really sure what happened to this parcel or these cakes. And they all come with a center pull. That's another really nice thing. So this is the last one I have of these green ones from the Twister Solids. And this green one is colorway 145. 145, that's the one they call apple green. So they all have these very green names. And the idea is basically to combine these 3 greens to make a really beautiful shawl. So I'm going to show you guys these green colors together. And I have the shawl laid down, and I know exactly how to combine these colors. I just need to find time to start on that project. It's a project for out in the future. I don't know when I get the opportunity to start on it, but I will eventually, right? It's not like a rush project. It's like, you know, you have things laying around for forever sometimes, but it's gonna be an amazing shawl for sure. Then I have one more Twister Solid to go for this yarn haul. And that's a lovely dusty blue, it's called. This dusty blue is the colorway 149. The dusty blue idea was to use with some other cakes I already have laying around for different projects. But you know, it also just added to get the free shipping from Hobbii. They have increased the price for free shipping. And while these twister yarns were in a really good deal, I thought it was a great opportunity to get them. Also because I found myself really enjoying working with this specific type of yarn. It is just absolutely wonderful to work with. And like crochet hook 3.5, even 4 millimeters. That kind of depends on the project and how much drape you want to get. Obviously, so if I choose to use a 3.5 millimeter hook, it's a little bit more dense in texture, where it becomes more drapey if you increase a hook size either by a half or a whole. Like you can do like 3.75 millimeters even, or 4 millimeter, kind of depend on, of course, what hook array and assortment you have access to. But yeah, so that was my Hobbii twisters from this order. And then I ordered a few other things. I ordered 2 cakes. And the first cake I ordered is a Cotton King cake. And here we have the Cotton King cake, and they also come with center pulls, as you know. The difference between the twisters and the Cotton King cakes is here that you're working with a 4-stranded yarn. And these 4 strands you hold together to make up the complete thickness of the yarn that you crochet with. Some people advise to add a bead on. Personally, I just hold them together and I crochet with them as if nothing had happened. And I rarely experience that I don't catch all 4 strands when I do crochet with it. I find it pretty easy to work with, but it is individual. I was terrified and intimidated by thinking of these 4 strands at first when I tried my first project with this type of yarn. and it went absolutely smooth and easier than expected. So don't be intimidated by the thought you see for strands. I recommend you to just try it out. So what's nice to know about this lovely color is that it is a very like mustardy yellow to a red to a black at the outer edge. The colorway is called a New Berlin, and it's a colorway 55 from a Sultan, from Crocheting Kings, and it's a Sultan cake. New Berlin is a matching name, I would say, because you have here the German colors of the yarn from the German flag. And let's talk a bit about the specs of this yarn. So these cotton cakes are 200 grams per cake, and for those 200 grams, which is the same as about 7 ounces, you get 800 meters of yarn equals 874 yards. They are 100% cotton, and it is a nice cotton. It's not like a scratchy one or a stiff one. It's just this nice cotton. They recommend 3.5 to 4 millimeter crochet hooks, and they classify it as a fine to weight yarn. I do absolutely agree. It can be washed at 30 degrees, and you can iron it, but do not tumble dry, do not bleach. And I would recommend you to lay a flat to dry. Depending on the project you make, you might even want to block it. For example, if it's a shawl, exactly. The Cotton Kings are opposed to the twisters. These are made in India. India has a really nice cotton production, and they make some really lovely cottons. And it's Oeko-Tex branded 100, which means that it's tested against harmful substances. But the same goes, by the way, for the Twister Solids. I'm sorry if I did not mention that. So yeah, this is New Berlin from the Sultan. And it's the only Sultan cake I got in this batch. I do have a few other Sultan cakes laying around that I also would like to use. But with the sale going on, I could snatch this for a really good price. I got like 55, 60, 60-ish% discount. So that was a great price I got. And then the next cake I have is a different brand. It's the Hobbii Azalea, sorry. I'm not really good at pronouncing things I haven't pronounced before, but we are trying our best. The Hobbii Azalea is this lovely, gorgeous cake, and I absolutely adore these colors. Try and look at this. It's this lovely peachy color to a purple to a blue. I think this is gorgeous. So here you have the Azalea, and Azalea is a Hobbii brand yarn, and it's 52% cotton and 48% acrylic, which means the content makes are quite similar to Twister, but it does have a bit less cotton and a bit more acrylic. These are also a stranded yarn that you hold together, so they are not plied or woven or spun or whatever. They are 4 yarn strands in this case that you hold together to create your yarn. And let's see if I can get it to focus a bit. You have them here, 4 strands of yarn, and they have a center pull as well. It's very soft. This is definitely softer than the Cotton Kings, and that's also partially due to the acrylic helps to soften up the yarn. What you will see is when you go through it, and I even see there's actually 4 colors here, because between the peach, this is darker peach before the purple comes, before the blue comes. Wow. So what you do get is for the specs, we just talked about it was a 52% cotton and 48% acrylic. They are also 200 grams a piece, these Azalea cakes. And for those 200 grams, you also get 800 meters of yarn. So in that case, they are quite similar to the Cotton Kings Sultans. So 200 grams is 7 ounces and 800 meters is 874 yards. They also recommend 3.5 to 4 millimeter crochet hooks, which is US size E to G. And they are classified as a 2-weight fine yarn, can be washed at 30 degrees, do not iron, do not tumble dry, do not bleach, and I do recommend a flat to dry for any projects made of this. This is a colorway 7, and the colorway 7 is a color they call Berry Rose. I really, really love these colors, and I can imagine the most gorgeous, beautiful summer evening shawl made of this. So yeah, I'm looking forward to work with this cake, 100%. Absolutely gorgeous. And then we have my packing notes. And, oh, more important, maybe not, depends. We have my Hobbii treat. Thank you, Hobbii. Hobbii always, almost always, they add these treats and how can I say it the best? Yeah, it's just not nice small candies they add to your order. So I also bought some Starlight Soft yarn, and I bought this with the intention to make or crochet myself a sweater. And I do believe it's a project for the coming winter. But yeah, the thing is, in the end, with all the projects I have going on, I never really know when I get to start on it and when I get to finish it, but it doesn't matter. Better done later than never. That's kind of how I look at it, and you know, everything depends. So the first I got from the soft Hobbii Starlight Soft is, let's see if I can find this one, is this lovely. So Starlight Soft from Hobbii. This is an 86% premium acrylic. And next to this 86% premium acrylic, there is 14% reflective polyester thread, which means that they can sort of reflective glow in the light. So like if you're outside and the car lights hit you, you will be reflective. But that said, this should never replace any reflection or any other sort of protection vests if you are outside in the dark. That's not how it's meant to be, though it does sort of work that way. I have some other Starlight yarns, they contain wool. I liked really, I didn't mind getting something with wool in, but I really like these colors, and that was the only one they had them in. So this Starlight Soft yarn, except for being the yarn content of 86% premium acrylic, it is, you know, it's soft, and the only place you can feel where it's a bit less soft is when you have the reflective thread going through, but it's not disturbing, and it's not itchy or scratchy. It's a nice yarn. This is 50 grams, so I have 4 balls of this, ta-ta, of 50 grams each, and for those 50 grams you get 64 meters of lovely yarn. So 50 grams is 1.75 ounces, and 64 meters equals about 70 yards. They recommend a crochet hook of 5.5 to 6 millimeter, which makes this a medium weight yarn, so a 4 weight yarn. It can be washed at 40 degrees. Don't iron, don't double dry, don't bleach, lay flat to dry. It's designed in Denmark. It's made in Turkey. It's made in Turkey, and of course you can buy this at hobbii.com because it is a Hobbii brand yarn, so it's one of their own brand lines. This is a colorway 13, and that colorway they call Sea Foam. You might think, hey, wait, Stina, 4 skeins of yarn, you can't make a sweater of that. Which you're right in, you can't. And that's therefore I got extra skeins, but in a different color that I know will go very well with this. And I'm going to get them out. I see that they are kind of stacked all the way in. I got another 14 skeins of yarn to be the main color, which is, let's see, this lovely one. So this one is the colorway 09, and 09 or colorway 9 is the one they call ocean blue. So this is a really like deep ocean blue, and I thought these two would go very well together. A bit contrast, both blue. This is more like a steel bluish, apparently seafoam according to Hobbii, combined with this ocean blue. And here in this you can actually see the reflective thread. So this has the exact same yarn specs as this one. I did not check if I have the same die lot numbers, but I do sort of hope I have, especially when I ordered this many. All of the loose ones seem to be the same. And then I got one big pack here of 10 to keep them nice and collected. So they do make 10 bags here. And yes, they are all the same die lot number, so that's really, really nice. So yeah, I'm not gonna unpack these because in here are these. And I like keeping them in a bag because obviously I can easily keep track on them like that. And that's gonna be my sweater project. So that was more or less for this time around for this Hobbii yarn haul. I really hope you enjoyed watching what I had from Hobbii this time around. And obviously I am very happy that I got the 10% discount code, which allowed me to save another €9.21 on my whole purchase, and I got free shipping. I need to say, of course, this is not sponsored by Hobbii. All of this yarn was purchased for my own money for other projects that I've planned to make for myself. So no tricky things here. It's just straightforward, my own purchase. It was a very much of a pleasure sharing for me sharing this yarn haul with you guys. And if you haven't done it already and you do like yarn content, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel by hitting that subscription button here down below and hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever I do post new videos. My videos are everything from yarn hauls, tutorials, even giveaways, and much more. Yarn talks, everything. You can just follow me on my yarn adventures, and I like to keep you guys in the loop on what happens in the yarning world here in Europe, out from the Netherlands. So this one I like a lot. Looking forward to make projects with this one, actually looking forward to make projects with all of this yarn. And therefore, I hope that you guys will be a part of my adventure. Yes. Until I see you guys again, I wish you a great weekend, or whatever you're up to. Take care, stay healthy, and happy crafting. Bye.